Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Modern with Modern Institute for Mind Body Wellness, and this is your weekly Words of Wellness. What I'd like to talk about this week is the coronavirus, COVID-19, and how we can use certain cognitive behavioral skills, psychological skills to help us deal with that. Now, many people may say, well, this is a virus. This is something that medical science needs to help us with. How can psychology help us in any way? Well, it's true. It is a virus, but at this point in time, we don't have a cure for that. So what we're going to have to do is use all the skills at our disposal to help us make it through this anxious time. Now, some people are making it more anxious than perhaps it should be. If we listen to the doctors, if we listen to the experts on this, they tell us that the effects of the coronavirus aren't nearly as bad as the regular flu that we get through the year. They also tell us that coronavirus is probably something that is around to stay. It's not going to be something that disappears. So as we work on developing vaccines for this now, for this current strain, it's very likely that there will be other strains of it that come along. So what can we do? Well, we can use the skills that we have to help us, much like we use these skills to help us with the same strains with the flu that we get normally, that we're familiar with, that are common to us. Now, certainly there is risk involved in this, so that accounts for some of the anxiety that people have in our society. Certainly if you are older people older than 80, whose immune systems are already compromised due to age, that can be a problem for them. So we want to have as much health and wellness as we possibly can to use all of the things that we can use to help fight that off. Also, if you're younger, but you have a compromised immune system due to chronic illnesses, certain things of that nature, you may be at risk as well. Now, the rest of us who are generally healthy, we have none of those chronic conditions that may put us at risk of mortality for this disease. The disease, like they say, is we probably going to get it, and we'll get through it, and we'll live through it, and what have you. But once again, they're also saying that it's here to stay, so we can add this one to the list of various flus that show up during the year. So how can psychology help us with this while the medical community is trying to work on a vaccine? And even when they have a vaccine, how can it help us to ward off that pernicious external influence, as the Chinese say? Well, there's several ways to do that. We know that stress suppresses the immune system. So the more stressed we are, then the more our immune system is compromised, and the more likely we are to suffer greater effects of that virus if we should contract it. So by dealing with stress in a various number of ways, we can boost our immune system and help us to fight that off. Like I said, even those of us who are healthy, even those of us who don't have any chronic conditions that may put us at a mortality risk, still we don't like getting the flu. We don't like being sick. We don't like the symptoms associated with that, things that may put us out of work and what have you. So there's several things that we can do with that. One is diaphragmatic breathing. Now, we cover all of these skills in my new book, Dr. Modern, Living Well, A Guide to Cognitive Behavioral Skills Exercises. All of those are in there. There's also videos you can watch on YouTube. We even have some videos that we've gone over some of the things that we'll discuss today that you can use. You can find those on our website, www.moderninstitute.com. You can also find them on our YouTube channel. So, like I said, the first line of defense is going to be that diaphragmatic breathing that we use. That reduces stress. Okay, how that reduces stress is that when we use that diaphragmatic breathing, we stimulate the vagus nerve, that 10th cranial nerve that runs out of the brain, connects all the major organs in the body, causes the release of those neurotransmitters and hormones, serotonin, melatonin, endorphins, that all serve to help us to relax, to become calm. So that decreases our stress response when we use those, and boost the immune system. So the more relaxed we are, more comfortable we are, then the more effective our immune system is in fighting off viruses and bacteria, different things that compromise our system. So diaphragmatic breathing is certainly the first line of defense on that. We have some others in there. The tapping that we do, the EFT tapping, that is useful in helping to calm us down, to boost the immune system. Once again, the EFT is an evidence-based research in psychology. It deals with energy psychology, which means it deals with, in this particular case, acupuncture points on the body. We stimulate those acupuncture points, which then causes us to relax. Now, also in the book, we have one of the things that I haven't talked about and that I haven't demonstrated on the Weekly Words of Wellness, because it's very difficult to do while I'm sitting in a chair right here where you can't really see my whole body, but is we have a section in there on Qigong. Now, Qigong is simply energy work. And once again, it works on the same principle that the tapping does and what have you, stimulates energy points, acupuncture points on the body, and causes us to relax. So it's more physical exercise, so we're getting some physical movement, some light physical movement and things in there on that. Hopefully in the near future, I'll have a video that demonstrates some of those. The one we have in the book is a very powerful exercise I've found over the years called 8 Pieces of Brocade. You can look that up on YouTube. Also, it's called 8 Pieces of Silk Brocade. It's the same thing. So you can look those up if you're interested there. Now, you can do that sitting in a chair. You don't have to do it standing up. Most of the time we do it standing up, but you can do all of the exercises sitting in a chair. It's just very difficult to see on the video here. So we'll plan that for the future. But that's another thing we can do. And then, of course, the ultimate thing that we can do to help us to relax, to get rid of stress in our bodies, is to use self-hypnosis. Now, of course, in the book, that Living Well, Guide to Cognitive Behavioral Skills exercises, we go through on how to make your own self-hypnosis videos. But what I'd like to do today is I'd like to go through an exercise on dealing with anxiety. Now, if you don't want to do the hypnosis part of it, remember hypnosis is a subjective experience. I can't put you into hypnosis. You have to choose to go there. This is a collaborative effort. So if you choose to, you can use the recording as we begin it and as we go on to enter that state of self-hypnosis, and then help you relax, to help get rid of anxiety, to help boost that immune system, which will then serve to help modify the symptoms of the coronavirus if you get it, or the flu if you get it, or even the common cold. Okay, I can't prevent that. Certainly, if it did, we'd be doing this from somewhere in Tahiti, perhaps. But no, it can't do that, but it can certainly help us by reducing stress, by boosting the immune system, by helping us fight off the effects if we happen to contract any sort of virus or any sort of illness. So, like I said, if you want to use the recording as we go on as a form of hypnosis, self-hypnosis, then you can do that. If not, then you can simply listen to it and use it as a guided visualization exercise. Once again, the difference will be how you choose to view that. Okay, certainly the conditions will be there for the hypnosis if you want to do that. Or like I said, you can simply use it as a guided visualization to help you relax and to, once again, reduce stress and boost the immune system. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one for anxiety, because this seems to be something that has people very anxious. If you've gone to the store and looked for bottled water or hand sanitizer or toilet paper. You'll notice that people are getting very anxious about this, and they're starting to stock up. They're starting to perhaps do a little bit of hoarding out there because of this, even though, like we said, this is something that's no different from any other virus that comes and goes around. But anyway, so we'll do an exercise for anxiety. We'll do a hypnosis session for anxiety as we come up here. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to get ready, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so we'll do a guided visualization exercise, progressive muscle relaxation. Then we'll go into the hypnosis thing, and also the script for anxiety. Now, the script that I'm going to use for the anxiety is actually one that's already in the book. So if you get the book, that script will already be there. So if you want to make your own recording of this in the future, then that one will be there for you. And that's the reason that I want to use this one. So go ahead and take a minute, get ready, get comfortable, get somewhere where you can relax, and I'll give you just a minute to do that. Okay, so we're back, and the first thing I'd like you to do is like you to sit back, relax, close your eyes, allow yourself to become comfortable wherever you are, and start that diaphragmatic breathing. That is, in through the nose for a count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, exhaling through the mouth for a count of 8. Now remember, you can breathe as fast or as slow as you want. You're in control of that breathing. Oftentimes I have people say, well, I can't hold my breath that long, or I can't breathe for that amount of time. Well, count faster, breathe shorter. Okay, you're in control of that. Make sure it's relaxed. Don't make a thing out of it. Okay, it's not meant to be a strenuous exercise. All you're doing is breathing, but you're breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, and exhaling through the mouth for a count of 8. Now, as you continue that breathing, as you breathe in through the nose, tell yourself to relax. And as you breathe out through the mouth, tell yourself deeper. Actually allow yourself to do that now. Allow yourself to relax deeper, going deeper and deeper and deeper to a wonderful state of relaxation and calmness with each passing breath. And as you continue to breathe, as you continue to tell yourself to relax deeper, now imagine, visualize, see in your mind's eye that right above the top of your head is suspended a container of liquid. This is a very special liquid. It's a very precious liquid. Whatever this liquid touches causes whatever it touches to become perfectly relaxed, perfectly calm, and perfectly peaceful. So now imagine that container tipping over ever so slightly, pouring a thin stream of that precious liquid right onto the very top of your head. And as that liquid begins to spread over the top of your head, all the scalp muscles underneath it begin to relax. Remember, as you go through this, not only to visualize that, but to feel that as well. Use those skills just like Olympic athletes do, to experience every nuance of that. Visualize it flowing down the front of the head, down over the forehead and the eyelids, down over the nose and the cheeks, down over the lips and the chin, allowing all those muscles to become calm. Visualize it flowing down the sides of the head, down over the temples, over the ears, flowing down over the jaws, where we often carry tension and stress, causing us to clench our jaws or grind our teeth. Now, any tension that's there simply disappears as it's covered by that precious liquid. Visualize it flowing down the back of the head, down the back of the neck, allowing those muscles to relax. And visualize that that liquid is not only on the surface of the skin, but visualize that it is sinking through the muscles, through the bone, and the very bone marrow itself, causing that relaxation to be deep Visualize it flowing down the upper back muscles, allowing those trigger points to release, those muscles to become loose. Flowing down the middle back, doing the same. Flowing down the lower back, allowing all those muscles to become tranquil. Feel that liquid as it flows down over your shoulders, allowing your shoulders to sink and to relax. Flowing down through the upper arms, through the elbows, through the forearms, through the wrists, through the hands, through each of the individual fingers, leaving your arms totally and perfectly relaxed. Visualize it flowing down the chest, allowing the chest muscles to relax. Visualize that liquid as it pools in the hollow of the throat, where we often carry tension in our bodies without being aware of it. Now any tension that's there simply vanishes as it's replaced by that precious liquid. Visualize it flowing down over the sternum, over the ribs, allowing the muscles surrounding those to become calm and peaceful. Flowing down over the abdomen, over the sides of the waist, allowing those muscles to relax. And once again, visualize that that liquid is not only on the surface of the skin, but that it penetrates through the skin, through the muscles, of the very organs themselves, causing very deep relaxation and calmness. Visualize it flowing down over the waist, over the hips, through the thighs, through the knees, through the shins and the calves, through the ankles, through the feet, through each of the individual toes, leaving your entire body relaxed and calm and peaceful. And now I'd like you to imagine that you are at the top of a staircase. And you're getting ready to descend that staircase, and the staircase is safe. It has a banister on it there that you can hold on to. You don't have to worry about any slippage or fallage. Simply hold onto that banister and everything will be just fine. But as we descend that staircase, the lower we go, the more relaxed you become, and the deeper into a wonderful state of hypnosis you'll go, until by the time we reach zero at the bottom, we step onto the ground from off of the staircase. You'll be in a wonderful state of hypnosis, a wonderful state of calmness, a wonderful state of tranquility. So now we're at the top of the staircase, and go ahead and step on that first step, and we're at 10 now. Remembering that the lower the numbers go, the more relaxed you become, until by the time you reach zero, you'll be in a perfect state of relaxation, perfect state of hypnosis. Now we're at 9. Just walking slowly down, holding onto that banister. Perhaps you notice the feel of that banister, your hand on it. Perhaps it's of metal, perhaps it's of wood, perhaps it's polished, perhaps it's rough. However it is, that's okay. Because it's your stairway. It's your banister. Now we're at 8. Now 7. We're deeper and deeper into a wonderful state of relaxation and calmness. We're at 6 now. Now we're at 5. Knowing that by the time you step off that staircase onto the landing at 0, you'll be in a perfect state of hypnosis, perfect state of relaxation and calmness. So now we're at 4 and 3. Becoming more and more relaxed, more and more calm. Knowing by the time you step off of that last stair onto the landing at 0, you'll be in a perfect state of hypnosis, perfect state of relaxation and calmness. Now we're at 3. Now 2. More and more relaxed, more and more peaceful. And I wonder if you can notice now how much more relaxed you may have become, knowing that by the time you step off of that last step onto the landing at 0, you'll be in a perfect state of relaxation. Now we're at 2. Now we're at 1. And now imagine you're stepping off that last step onto that landing at 0. Now in a perfect state of relaxation, a perfect state of calmness, perfect state of tranquility. You've now become so deeply relaxed that your mind has become so sensitive and so receptive to what I say that everything that I put into your mind will sink so deeply into the unconscious part of your mind and make so deep and lasting an impression there that nothing will erase it. Consequently, these things that I put into your unconscious mind will begin to exercise a greater and greater influence over the way you think, over the way you feel, both emotionally and physically, and over the way you behave. And because these things will remain firmly embedded in the unconscious part of your mind, even after we're finished here, when you're no longer with me, they'll continue to exercise the same great influence over your thoughts, over your feelings, both emotional and physical, and over your behavior, just as strongly, just as surely, just as powerfully as when you're with me now. You're now so very deeply relaxed that everything that I tell you that is going to happen to you for your own good will happen exactly as I tell you. Every feeling that I tell you you will experience exactly as I tell you. And these same feelings will continue to happen to you every day, just as strongly, just as surely, just as powerfully when you're no longer with me. During this deep hypnotic state, you're going to feel physically stronger and fitter in every way. You're going to feel more alert, more wide awake, more energetic. You'll become much less easily tired, much less easily fatigued, much less easily discouraged, much less easily anxious, much less easily depressed. Every day, you'll become so deeply interested in whatever it is you're doing, to the complete exclusion of everything else. You'll no longer think nearly so much about yourself. You'll no longer dwell nearly as much upon yourself and your difficulties, any anxieties that you may have. You'll become much less conscious of yourself, much less preoccupied with yourself and with your difficulties and with your own feelings of anxiety and stress. Every day, your nerves will become stronger and steadier. Your mind will become calmer and clearer, more composed, more placid, more tranquil. You'll become much less easily worried, much less easily upset, much less easily agitated, much less fearful and apprehensive, much less anxious each and every day. Because of this, you'll be able to think more clearly. We know that stress inhibits our thinking. Now, as you let go of that stress, the mind begins to improve. You find yourself able to concentrate more easily. Give your whole undivided attention to whatever it is you're doing, to the complete exclusion of everything else. Consequently, your memory will rapidly improve, and you'll be able to see things in their true perspective, without magnifying them, without ever allowing them to get out of proportion, not buying into media hype, listening to what the experts say. Because of this, you'll become emotionally much calmer, much more settled, much less easily disturbed. Every day you will become and you will remain more and more completely relaxed and less tense each day, both mentally and physically, even when you're no longer with me. And as you become and as you remain more relaxed and less tense each day, so you'll develop much more confidence in yourself, more confidence in your ability to do not only what you have to do each day, but more confidence in your ability to do whatever you ought to be able to do, to go about your normal affairs, take care of your normal business that needs to be taken care of. You'll be able to do this without fear of failure, without fear of consequences, and without unnecessary anxiety, without uneasiness. Because of this, every day you'll feel more and more independent, more able to stick up for yourself, to stand on your own 2 feet, to hold your own no matter how difficult or trying things may be. And now you're going to learn the art of controlling anxiety. As a result of this session, you'll no longer suffer from anxiety about COVID-19, about the coronavirus. You'll be in control of your feelings, your emotions, and your physical feelings at all times. You'll feel happy and confident because you're now in control of those thoughts and feelings. You've educated yourself on what the experts say about this. You don't allow yourself to buy into the media hype. You take the appropriate precautions, which includes doing your self-hypnosis to help you relieve stress and boost your immune system. I want you to imagine now a scene in your mind. Visualize yourself at your favorite place, a place where you had no anxiety. Perhaps it's not just a place, but a time as well. A place where there's no anxiety whatsoever, a time when anxiety was something that you didn't even think about. It can be someplace you've been before, or if you can't think of an anxiety-free place, go ahead and create one in your mind. Create that safe space, that place where you can be without anxiety. It can be a fantasy place. It can be a real place. Just visualize it and imagine it. A place where you have no stress and no anxiety. Perhaps you need to go back in time to remember what that's like. Perhaps it's been so long since you've been stress-free or anxiety-free that you may have to regress a little bit, going back to a time before when you were just free of stress, free of anxiety. Perhaps you need to remember what that's like, and that's okay. You can do that. And if you've never known that feeling, then you can create it right now. It doesn't matter which. It's your place. And whenever you are here, you'll be completely and totally relaxed, totally calm, totally peaceful. Now take just a few moments and create this safe space in your mind, this space with no stress, no anxiety, a place where you're free from those worries. Now, while you're in your comfortable place, right now, I would like you to take a deep breath, a deep diaphragmatic breath. And as you exhale, allow yourself to feel twice as comfortable and wonderful as you do right now. Now take another deep breath, and as you exhale, allow yourself to relax even more. Now on the third deep breath, as you exhale, allow yourself to feel absolutely wonderful, realizing that you're in a place where you're completely safe, totally relaxed, totally calm, and totally peaceful. Now commit this place to your memory, every detail of it, because in the future, anytime you find yourself confronted by what used to be an anxiety-provoking situation, or any kind of stress whatsoever, all you need to do is to take 3 deep diaphragmatic breaths and allow yourself to remember. Not only remember mentally, but remember physically and emotionally as well. Allowing yourself to completely remember this place that you've created, this safe space without stress, without anxiety. And immediately you'll come back to this wonderful place, anxiety-free, stress-free, this place that you've created for yourself, totally relaxed, totally calm, and totally peaceful. Now let's go ahead and try it right now to ensure that you understand the concept. Right now, I'd like you to think of something or a situation that may have caused you a small amount of anxiety in the past. Perhaps it's the COVID-19. Perhaps it's the coronavirus that's causing you virus. Worrying about your health, perhaps. Worrying about your family's health. Worrying about whether you can find resources to live. And now, as soon as you feel the least bit of anxiety, you'll take a deep breath and let the negativity flow away. Take your second deep breath and allow yourself to feel wonderful, coming back to your special place. And now, take a third deep breath and allow yourself to be totally and completely relaxed, totally calm, totally peaceful. You're now anxiety-free and you feel absolutely wonderful. Knowing that you can recreate this place anytime that you need it, just as you did now. And now in the future, anytime you see the color red, whatever shade of red it is, from a light pink to a dark red, even to an orange, anytime you see the color red, you will become completely and totally relaxed. Now, you'll be able to continue whatever function it is you're doing. You're not going to become a wet noodle when you're driving a car, but you won't have any unnecessary anxiety or unnecessary tension. You would become, in that situation that's safe for you, totally and completely relaxed as that situation allows. Every time you see the color red, from a light red to a dark red, even to an orange, no matter what it is that's red, maybe it's a red Coke can, a red bird, a red stop sign, a red stop light, a red yield sign, red tail lights on a car. It doesn't matter what it is that's red. It doesn't matter what shade of red it is, from a light pink to a dark red, even to an orange. Every time you see that color red within the limits of safety, you'll become totally relaxed, totally calm, totally peaceful, allowing yourself to concentrate on what's going on around you and what you're doing. Every time you see the color red, maybe it's red lipstick, a red dress, red shoes, red hair. Doesn't matter what it is that's red. Every time you see that color red, from a light pink to a dark red, even to an orange, you'll become totally and completely relaxed and calm and peaceful. And now in just a moment, I'll count to 5. When I reach 5, you'll open your eyes feeling relaxed, feeling refreshed, feeling absolutely wonderful, knowing that you can create that safe space anytime you want, just as you've created it now, just as you set it in your mind. You've created that safe space, that comfortable space, that space that is stress-free, anxiety-free, that is relaxing and calming and peaceful. You've set that place apart in your mind, and it's there for you whenever you need it. You can call it forth. Spend some time there, getting over any anxiety that you may have, any stress that you may have, because in that place, stress and anxiety simply don't exist. And you can create it again just as you've created it now. And the more you practice it, the more you practice calling up that place and going to it, the easier it becomes, and the more profound that feeling of relaxation and calmness and peace becomes when you're there. So do it often, calling up that relaxation and calm, especially during this time when we have anxiety over COVID-19, over the coronavirus, over the health of ourselves or our family, over resources that seem to be disappearing from supermarket shelves. You're not stressed. You're not relaxed. You've educated yourself on what the facts really are. And you'll take appropriate action when it's called for. So in just a minute, I'll count to 5. When I reach 5, you'll open your eyes, feeling relaxed and refreshed, feeling absolutely wonderful. We're at 1 now, feeling relaxed. We're at 2, feeling relaxed and refreshed. Feeling confident in your ability to face whatever comes with calmness, with tranquility. We're at 3 now, feeling relaxed and refreshed, feeling absolutely wonderful. Knowing that each time you practice this exercise, you reduce your stress, you reduce your anxiety, and therefore you boost your immune system, helping that immune system fight off any external pernicious influences such as viruses, bacteria, germs of any sort. Can't stop them from happening, but you can use all the resources of your body to help combat them. Now we're at 4, coming back to awareness, aware of the things that are around you, aware of where you are. And now we're at 5. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, feeling relaxed, refreshed, feeling absolutely wonderful, confident in your abilities to face the world and the problems of the world just as you do each and every day, just as you've done each and every day. Remembering that you've overcome and lived through 100% of your worst days so far. So you're probably going to do that in the future as well. Very good. This is Dr. Ron Modern with Modern Institute for Mind Body Wellness. Remember that you can find this video, if you'd like to listen to it again, on our website, www.moderninstitute.com. You can also find it on our Facebook page when I post it there shortly, facebook.com/moderninstitute. You can also find it on our Facebook page if you choose. Remember our book, Living Well, A Guide to Cognitive Behavioral Skills Exercises. We have many skills exercises in there to help boost confidence, to help reduce stress. And remember that our purpose here today was to help us to reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, so that the immune system can be at its peak, can be at the best that it is, to help us fight off and overcome any illnesses that we may contract. Thank you once again. This is Dr. Ron Modern, Modern Institute for Mind Body Wellness, and this has been your weekly Words of Wellness.